Hello. Yeah, it's me again, and I just want to talk about this time around about fertility. You know, uh, a lot of times talk about a woman being fertile. In terms of reproducing children for you as something very important when you're trying to choose a life partner. The whether she's fertile, you know, or not is an important factor you decide on before saying okay, this is someone you like to marry or not. But there are different types of fertility that you must, as a woman, try to ensure that you are, not just being fertile in terms of being able to reproduce children, give birth to children, procreate. There's another type of fertility that most women don't talk about often, and I think they should begin to, have these conversations. Not just women, men and women should be having this conversation, and that has to do with, you know, fertility in terms of multiplication rather. You know, um, as a woman, who wants to be a wife to someone, and you want to uh, complete him and build him a home, a family. It's important for you to understand this very important aspect of fertility. That it's not just you being able to reproduce children for him, but you should be able to, you know, multiply wealth for the family as well. You know, a lot of times, you know, a lot of people or most women have become more of consumers. You come into his life and all you want to do is consume. Now, do you multiply, after consuming? Do you increase from the source that you're consuming from? Are you a multiplier? Do you come into the life of the man and everything begins to go up? Or do you come in and it stays the same, or things begin to go down? It's very important that we begin to have these conversations. As a woman coming into the life of a man, do you increase him or do you reduce him? Are you a fertile ground upon which when he sows, whatever he sows into your life, you multiply it in return and make sure that it expands his coast? Because that is something that a lot of marriages or couples before they marry have not been looking into. Some people see procreation, giving birth, being the wife, taking care of children as being enough. Well, by virtue of a woman being a woman, she can take care of kids. You understand? But does she increase those children in terms of their value, their worth, their self-esteem, their education? Now, that doesn't mean that men are not involved in this. Remember, I'm talking about, women. There will be other videos where I will talk about men, but I'm talking about women now in terms of being a fertile woman that can multiply, things in that relationship. Not necessarily marriage, but when you come into a man's life, do you increase what you meet there? Do you make things more in number? He's into business and you help him to build the business and it grows bigger, or you just keep consuming and then you don't improve what from the source you're consuming from. Now, if you're not a multiplier, then how do you become a life partner? Because for you to be a life partner to somebody, remember, who is a partner to in a relationship, or basically who is a partner to you? Yeah, basic partnerships are relationships. Yeah, and a partner is somebody that you do things together. It could be an activity, it could be uh, business, could be a whole lot of things, but you come together to do things as one, with the same objective, with the same drive, with the same motivation, with the same vision. Now, if you do not have the capacity as a woman to multiply the source of income of your man, then you cannot be a partner, because you're going to partner with somebody because both of you want to achieve a result together, that an outcome that meets the objective or the goal for setting up that partnership, and that outcome must be mutually beneficial for the partnership to continue. So if you're a woman and you are coming to a relationship, with a man, and you do not have the capacity to multiply, things in that relationship, then you are not going to be a good partner. And what it means that rather than be a builder, you will be someone who brings things down, and a lot of times it has been the root of some of the failures in most marriages. So it's important to ask yourself as a woman, am I fertile? And by fertility, I'm not talking about the biological fertility. I'm talking about financial fertility, emotional fertility, psychological fertility. Do you increase? Do you improve? Do you make things better? Do you increase the number of resources that you meet? Or you just consume and then everything keeps going down? As long as you're getting from it, you don't give back. Such kind of person, you do not, you may find it difficult to actually build a very successful relationship. It's important I make this video because a lot of couples have gotten it wrong, because we tend to marry sometimes not because we understand what it means for someone to be a life partner. We do these things for other motivations, and then we get into this relationship, we begin to try to strive together to achieve a common goal, and we couldn't, because we have not married fertile partners. And I keep saying this, being a fertile partner does not necessarily mean biological fertility. You must be a partner that can improve the resources you meet in that relationship. It could be sources both of you put together, it could be his resources, but being able to be somebody who multiplies everything, those placed in your hands, those you meet that in his business, in whatever is around that relationship, having the capacity to improve and multiply. Remember, we were asked to go into the world to increase, multiply, and replenish the earth. Now, replenishing does not necessarily mean, multiplying and replenishing doesn't necessarily mean procreation. It also means increasing resources, increasing, economic, the economic materials, you meet in that relationship. The social dynamics of that relationship, economic dynamics of that relationship, the psychological dynamics of that relationship, the spiritual dynamics, you multiply and increase it and make it better. So I will leave this with us here for now, and all I will say as a pattern is ask yourself this important question: are you a multiplier? Do you multiply things that you come in contact with? And if you're thinking of coming into a relationship for the long term, to be a life partner to somebody, ask yourself this very important question. Apart from the fact, as a woman, that you expected to procreate and produce children and raise them, would you multiply them too? Not multiplying them in terms of numbers alone, But in terms of their value, their education, their spirituality, their emotional welfare, their financial welfare, everything you meet in the home. And like I said, this video specifically talks mostly for a woman, about women generally. There will be other videos I'm going to make where I will focus more on the men. But for a woman, ask yourself this question: are you fertile? Fertile spiritually, fertile economically, fertile academically, and also fertile biologically, psychologically, emotionally, and socially, and all that. That's an important question I would like you to ask. If you like this video, if you think it's been helpful to you, kindly drop a like and also share, and subscribe to this channel. It helps us to continue to make more videos, talk about issues that affect us. So let's see you again. Ben. See you soon.